What is Labourism? Labourism refers to the collective organization of working people aimed at advancing their shared political and economic interests. This movement encompasses trade unions, political labor parties, and, in some contexts, the cooperative movement. The labor movement can be seen as a manifestation of class conflict, striving for better wages, working conditions, and fair treatment from employers and governments. Trade unions, or labor unions, are central to the labor movement. Workers within these unions campaign for higher wages, improved working conditions, and fair treatment. They employ tactics such as collective bargaining, sectoral bargaining, and strike action to negotiate with employers. In some countries, co-determination policies grant representatives of workers seats on the boards of directors of their employers, ensuring that workers have a say in the decision-making processes that affect their lives. Political parties representing the interests of workers also play a crucial role in Labourism. These parties campaign for labor rights, social security, and the welfare state. Depending on the country, they may be known as labor parties, social democratic parties, socialist parties, or workers' parties. While they share common goals, the names and specific policies of these parties can vary. The cooperative movement, though historically less prominent than trade unions and political parties, is another important facet of Labourism. It seeks to replace capitalist ownership of the economy with worker cooperatives, consumer cooperatives, and other types of cooperative ownership. This movement is closely related to the concept of economic democracy, where workers have a direct say in the management and distribution of economic resources. The labor movement developed as a response to the rise of capitalism and the Industrial Revolution in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. During this period, mechanization and industrialization shifted employment from agricultural and cottage industries to factory towns, leading to an influx of low-skilled labor and a decline in real wages and living standards for urban workers. This shift created a pressing need for workers to organize and protect their interests. Early goals of the labor movement included the right to unionize, the right to vote, democracy, and the establishment of a 40-hour workweek. By the early 20th century, many of these goals had been achieved in advanced economies in Western Europe and North America. As a result, the focus of the labor movement expanded to include issues such as welfare and social insurance, wealth and income distribution, public services like healthcare and education, social housing, and common ownership. Throughout its history, the labor movement has faced significant resistance and repression from employers and governments. Despite this, determined workers have persisted in their efforts to organize and advocate for their rights. Landmark events such as the Peterloo Massacre in 1819 and the rise of Chartism in the mid-19th century highlight the ongoing struggle for labor rights and political representation. Globally, the labor movement has become increasingly interconnected, especially since the mid-19th century. The International Workingmen's Association, founded in 1864, marked the first attempt at international coordination of labor efforts. The movement also gained momentum from the Catholic social teaching tradition, beginning with Pope Leo XIII's Rerum Novarum in 1891, which advocated for various labor reforms. Today, the labor movement continues to shape the global economy and advocate for workers' rights. It has achieved significant milestones, such as the 8-hour workday, minimum wage laws, and the 2-day weekend. Despite challenges, the movement remains a vital force in promoting social and economic justice for workers worldwide.